noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho. Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied dairy customer, aisle 10.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's bringing it up. He's going in. He's gone!
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
And welcome into this IdahoSports.com game stream production of the 2025 Idaho High School football playoffs on the NFHS. So actually, this one is on IdahoSports.com as an audio-only game. This postseason broadcast is presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal Idaho's College Saving Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan Luke, and I'm joined by Will. You guys may know Will. He is the famous son, Will Kingsbury. And we are here tonight live from Bishop Kelly High School as Bishop Kelly Knights take on the Skyline Grizzlies, visiting from Pocatello. And Will, right off the bat, two of the top teams, and it makes sense here in the semifinals of the 5A high school playoffs, two of the top teams in the state colliding in what seemed like a collision course as this season wore on.
This definitely seems like two teams that were bound to meet at some point throughout their seasons. BK has just been steamrolling every single opponent they've gone against so far. I mean, they've had a couple hard-fought games, but I'm excited to see what Skyline can push them to tonight. I'm excited to see what exactly BK's plan is for, especially their kind of extended out, taking their time offense as well.
Yeah, running game tends to be a big part of the offense. Zion Crockett, you're going to hear that name a lot tonight from the Skyline side, but BK, as you mentioned, has just been steamrolling teams. Skyline, on the other hand, has only lost to a couple of really good football teams on the eastern side of the state over in eastern Idaho. They lost early on to Hillcrest, who did secure the #1 seed in this 5A playoff according to Max Preps. Coaches poll has BK #1. Hillcrest was #2, but according to the strength of schedule, Hillcrest took the #1 spot, and they are taking on Twin Falls tonight over in Idaho Falls. And here we have a marquee matchup, the #1 and #3 seeds in Bishop Kelly. Bishop Kelly have, with their diverse offense, able to throw the ball and run the ball. And it may be a question of what Skyline does to stop Bishop Kelly versus the other way around.
Absolutely, and I apologize. I actually got it switched up. Years previous, that's the way that it's been. It's been BK kind of extends the game. They play at their own pace. This year, it almost seems, Skyline does that. I apologize once again. But no, it's really switched this year because now you have Skyline trying to push that envelope and try to play at their own pace and everything. Meanwhile, you have BK taking their time, doing these well-thought-out plays, because now they have more than one option to go to all the time. They can run it, they can throw it, they have a scrambling quarterback a lot of the time. It's phenomenal what both of these teams have been able to do.
Yeah, and Bishop Kelly with a couple of commits to go to the next level. Skyline will probably have a few as well as this season finishes up and they get going. We are just moments away. It says 1 minute and 46 seconds from the kickoff. BK wins the toss, and they deferred till the second half. Skyline won the toss, deferred to the second half, and Bishop Kelly will be receiving. On the field, Bishop Kelly's in their black uniforms with yellow numbers. Skyline all white with the baby blue numbers and the dark blue helmets. Right now, Bishop Kelly will be going left to right, and obviously Skyline will be going right to left. So as they line up getting ready to kick off, any final thoughts before you get this thing going, Will?
Frankly, I'm just a huge fan of these jerseys. I'm sure most people have seen them. But when it comes to night, and also the lighting here is amazing. I mean, you can clearly see those yellow numbers pop for BK. The baby blue, once again, it's a nice contrast to where there's a lot of times where when we're this far away during night, we can't see the numbers. So it is a huge bonus when we can see everything clearly.
Absolutely. Beautiful field. They redid this field, second year with turf. So number 18, Tafoya, will kick off for Skyline as he approaches the ball, sticks his foot into it, and pops it into the back left corner about the 10-yard line, and it's caught. There's a big hole up the middle, and taking it all the way, we'll call it to the 42-yard line. And that was number 19. I believe that was Mac Reber. Now, who was that?
From what I saw, somebody started the tackle, and then number 22 finished it, though, for Skyline.
All right. Well, we'll go with that. So if your son was 22, and we can find that number for you here, that's Gage Cyril, the defensive back, the senior, wrapped it up. So marching onto the field is Bishop Kelly. Behind the center is Ben Avila, and Avila has been fantastic this year, throwing to his cadre of receivers. Trips left, actually 4 receivers to the left. And now they shift. Boston Husky, the junior, is the near receiver. Now it's trips right, 1 receiver to the left, 1 back in the backfield. It's a quick handoff going over the left side, picks his way, and going to pick up about 3 yards. So Sawyer Davis on the tackle, and that was Ryan Arellano with the carry. We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll get there.
It's a little chilly out. We got to defrost a bit.
That's right. This is my first BK game of the year, and so we're breaking into this. So we'll go with that. Arellano lines up to the right of the quarterback. 2 receivers to the right. Husky comes in motion back now. It ends up being trips right. 1 receiver to the left. Rolls right. Looks deep. Deep ball. He has a man wide open. A little behind him. The ball is dropped. That was Dom Wolthouse. Dom is going to play next year at the next level, and the ball a little underthrown, Will, not able to bring it in.
And that was Santino Antrim on that coverage right there. And he did a great job as the receiver turned around. He made sure not to look back and just put his hands right into the receiver's kind of cradle that he was making and proceeded to mess up that play.
Brings up 3rd and 7, and Bishop Kelly showing early on not afraid to go downfield. Play is in. Still 4 receivers. I guess they technically call Raber a tight end. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Avella in the backfield. The quarterback, Arredondo, switches to the right side, switches back to the left. Snaps out. Avella looks across the middle, has a man open. That's Dom Woldhouse. Dom Woldhouse, that's going to be a pickup of about 10 yards to the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Bishop Kelly.
And that was a nice little slant play right there by Dom as he managed to find that gap in the linebackers. And nice play by the BK quarterback to place it exactly where it needed to be.
And the BK offensive line giving him the protection he needs to be able to stand tall and make that delivery. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Motion across. Receivers on both sides now. Arellano takes the handoff, and he's going to get about 7 yards right up the middle. For 2nd and 3 is what it's going to leave it. They're saying 6, fine. Gain of 6 yards on the play.
We always cheat off the announcer sometimes. It's all right.
That's right. We have been offered that gracious opportunity to wait until the call is made. Bunch formation to the right and to the left, and then they split wide. Twin receivers, both sides. Waiting for the snap. Hard count. Almost got him to jump. Skyline made a jump. I think that was Tafoya. Didn't come across, though. 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers spread out with a bunch of defensive backs, 1 safety high. Avella throws it wide and just off the fingertips, getting tackled as he was trying to make the reception. It was Jackson Brady, and Brady not able to bring it in.
And the defender on that was Gage Seary, number 22 for Skyline. And he did a great job just making sure not to focus on trying to get his hands up and get that ball when he knew he couldn't reach it, but instead trying to make the play as soon as he caught it.
Bishop Kelly finds themselves in a 3rd down situation again. 3rd and 4. Tight trips right. 3 defensive linemen, 1 stand down in 3-point stands, 1 standing up, showing the blitz, and they get him to jump. Hard count, and actually they just waited. It was almost like a silent count, and the timing was off, and jumping offsides with Skyline. That's going to be a 1st down, Bishop Kelly.
Number 71, Cohen Brown, just got a little jumpy on that edge. You could tell he was hoping to blitz, but BK read it and just called a hard count.
And that's good coaching, and you'll hear that from a lot of the people around the country who know Bishop Kelly, such a well-coached football team, disciplined and stay in their lanes. Skyline, very athletic team as well, well-coached. Coach Berger. Handoff, Arellano. He takes it, cuts to his left, has a huge hole, big gap, and he's going to take it for 20 yards to the 15-yard line. Started right, 1 cut back to his left. And Bishop Kelly is moving the ball deep inside Skyline territory. They're in the red zone at the 15-yard line.
And you have to give props to this BK line as they are just opening up those gaps, allowing Arellano to get through and be able to make those extra yardage plays.
And this play now with a lot of space, liking to get the ball downfield. Watch number 2, Boston Husky, the near side. I think instead they're going to hand it off to Arellano. And just powers his way. It's going to be a pickup of 7. The BK offensive line bullying inside right now. And Arellano running downhill.
And Arellano standing at 5'8", 185 pounds. He's not the biggest guy out there, but he's got the power behind him to be able to force himself through that line.
At the high school ranks, at the 5A level, he's built like a brick house. Trips right now. Well, actually, Deuce is right with a tight end in the wing position. Arellano behind Avella. Snap to Vela, looks to his left, back to his right, covered, has a man, and that's going to be Woldhouse. Woldhouse came across the middle, defensive back let him go, and that's a BK touchdown from 15 yards out of Vela to Woldhouse.
And just a nice route ran right there by Woldhouse as he did a little cut back at the last second to make sure to get his defender to bite. And quarterback once again read that beautifully and threw it to him right where he needed to.
So 6-0 extra point attempt, and they always kind of line up a little wonky here. We'll see if they go 4-2, and it looks like they will. Ball's on the far hash. Now they split. Tight right, coming in motion across the top. Velas has the ball. He's going to keep it, and he leans, and he's going to be short. They stopped him. Skyline stopped him about 5 inches short of the goal line, and that's a big stop. It may come back to possibly haunt Bishop Kelly as this game goes on.
In a game like this, every single point matters, whether it's 1 or 2. 8:29 left on the clock already. 6-0, BK.
And we want to thank our power boosters from Skyline, Teton Auto Group, the Roof Resource, Fibercom, Clubhouse Pediatric Dentistry, Scott's Drive-In, Levitt Select Insurance Services, MVP Rentals, Java Express. And the Bank of Commerce is a proud supporter of all area schools with the 17 locations across Idaho and southwest Montana. For local decisions and exceptional service, make the Bank of Commerce your bank of a lifetime. Member of the FDIC, equal housing lender. Lookout Credit Union. Look out Credit Union. We didn't get a read on that one. Apparently, you're supposed to watch it, so we'll find that one and load it up there in a moment. Wynn's going to kick off now for Bishop Kelly, and we'll get a chance to see Zion Crockett, the dynamic back, as he's back as one of the deep men. And additionally, back there with him is, got a number here, and the number is going to catch it. I cannot see it. There we go, number 19, and I don't have a 19. So number 19 takes the ball. He's going to bring it up past the 25. We're going to give him to the 27-yard line, where Skyline will start their first drive of the game.
I believe I might actually have 19's name here.
Let's go.
I grabbed one of those rosters that they were handing out. See if I got him. Truman Sermon.
Truman, you have officially been identified. So Skyline lines up. 3 receivers to the left. And the ball is snapped. Quick flare route to the running back. Caught in the backfield. He's going to lose about 2 yards. And that was Caden Cruz. Cruz is going to be dropped for a loss of, they're going to say, about 4 yards to bring up 2nd and 14. Skyline, I mean, I don't want to say it, but not really how you want to start the game versus this number 1 coaches ranked Bishop Kelly team, number 2 ranked, we'll call it Max Prep team, for lack of better words.
That BK defense read that play immediately and jumped into the backfield.
Giannini hands the ball off. And picking up about 5 yards off the left side. And that was number 13. Boy, they're going to rotate a bunch of guys, aren't they? I believe that was Victor Rivera. I believe. He came up off the bottom of the pile. So different running backs, and we'll keep our eyes on who is getting the ball. Nope, I lied. That was not Rivera. That was Ojeda. So Ojeda in the backfield now with Giannini. Trips to the right, tight bunch formation, low snap. Giannini takes it, looks. Henderson coming around, and it's going to be picked off. No, they're going to say incomplete pass. They say it hit the ground. It looked like it was picked off, but not a lot of argument coming from Bishop Kelly. So that's going to bring up 4th down and bring on the punting unit, and that is a name you need to watch. That's Henderson for Jack Henderson, the defensive lineman, 6'3", 230, plays defensive end, and absolutely blew off the edge of the defensive line and hit Giannini in mid-throw.
Looks like Nick Clavacco is back to receive this punt. Hope I pronounced that right.
Shavacco, I got that from the
Okay.
Shavacco. I got
Okay.
that from the PA guy, their own BK PA guy. That's Nick Shavacco back there. And Zion Crockett, and this is going to be a delay game, I believe, or a legal shift. So flag, and that's going to push Skyline back. And Skyline looking a little, false start. Okay, illegal shift is what that ended up being. Skyline looking a little discombobulated, Will.
I mean, once again, Skyline, they're coming into this game now. They know what to expect, but not to the full extent. They haven't played against Bishop Kelly yet. And when you haven't played against the team that has been playing like they have, you get a little nervous.
Crockett gets the punt off. Shavacco takes it on a bounce at about the 37-yard line. Shavacco makes one cut up the sideline, and he steps out of bounds. And they're going to call a penalty. I believe this is going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty, maybe a personal foul on Bishop Kelly, well, depending on where they spot it. But the return came all the way to the 39-yard line of Skyline, and we'll wait and see what the call is.
That might be a block in the back by
be.
number 3 for Bishop Kelly, Aiden Boyd. He laid out a very nice hit, but he may have just got it a little too far behind his shoulder.
So we will wait and see on that as the BK offense takes the field again. Either way. Okay, so there was actually another penalty. It's probably going to be roughing the punter in the backfield. Or there was a hold. Let's call it a hold. One or the other. Maybe offsetting penalties. They may need to punt this thing again. Although if it did happen after the punt was away. As the PA announcer runs out of music to play because it's taking long enough.
I was expecting him to keep playing No Sleep Till Brooklyn,
That's
but all right.
Hey, little Beastie Boys. And now we get this. What just happened? Beautiful sight, though, tonight. Absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't get much better for mid-November football in the state of Idaho, as next weekend expected showers, possible snowstorm to hit the valley and across the state. But tonight, looking at this crowd, Bishop Kelly brought them, and we have a full stand. And I'll tell you what, Skyline on the other side, representing as well the 4-hour drive from Idaho Falls, which, by the way, is where I was born.
There.
It's true. But I didn't go to school over there, so we're
okay.
good. Yeah.
Look at you.
So here we go. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, so the referee, because you can't see what I can see, maybe Will sees better than I do. I am significantly older than him. The referee was on the far side speaking with the Skyline coach. They're going to bring back out, it looks like the punting unit, unless it's the offense. So depending on where they mark this ball. So Coach Kula getting the explanation here. And it looks like a fantastic explanation, too. We have arms pointing and hands waving, and now they're shrugging like they have no idea, but then they're saying, maybe let's go, and Kulig says, let's do it.
We got one ref over there explaining, I think, exactly what a player did wrong, which is nice, I will admit.
Okay, you made the call. It was a hold. Okay, so it was offsetting penalties. At the end of the day, they're just going to punt again. So that's all that happened. Offsetting penalties. There was a block in the back. Will, with his laser ninja eyes, shall I add, picked it out as on Bishop Kelly, and then there was a hold on the punt. Okay, so they line up again. It's going to be from the 23-yard line, and Zion Crockett is the punter. Snaps away, and Shavacco gets hit as he does it. Boston Husky on the spot, able to recover the ball for Bishop Kelly. Husky took a hit though. So Shavako on a bounce, but there is a flag, and we'll see what it is. I think it's the BK player left his feet, quite frankly. You can't leave your feet in high school football.
You know, there's a couple things that go with that, but at the same time, a Skyline player also took him out at almost the knees. So.
Yeah, they are going to call it against Bishop Kelly, so it's going to be a 15-yard march off. And they're going to say he left his feet, and it was right up the middle. I mean, you and I both saw it, right? He left his feet, or got upended would be a better way to put it. And so Bishop Kelly going to start deeper in their own territory. Significant swing, and that series of penalties absolutely benefited Skyline in terms of starting position.
Well, absolutely. Originally, that ball was going to be down almost the 40-yard line off that first punt if there were no penalties. Now they're all the way pushed back to their own 18.
So Bishop Kelly to start at the 18-yard line. 6:33 to go in the first quarter. Bishop Kelly up 6-0. Tight bunch trips formation to the left. And they got to swap the ball out. Sometimes you just forget the ball. So Arellano and Avila in the backfield. Trips to the left. Tight bunch formation. They split. Wolthouse the near side. Husky on the far side. Avila takes a snap, looks deep. Has no, they have the wheel route on the outside, and he overthrows his intended receiver. That was Nick Herbert. Habert. Apologies, the Habert family.
The defender on that, I guarantee we're going to be calling his name a couple times tonight. Taylor.
Let's go. So Herbert on that route ran a bit of a wheel route. He was the inside receiver, cut in and then wheeled around. He was open, overthrown by Avila. Now we have two backs in the backfield. Wolthouse and Husky are split to the left, and then they shift. Skyline, 5 defensive linemen, 5 men around the line of scrimmage, crowding that line of scrimmage. Safety creeps up. I think they're going to call a delay game. Yeah. Took a little too long to get going for Bishop Kelly. And that's the problem when they don't have the play clocks posted. I fully expect that to happen sooner rather than later.
A lot of movement that BK has been doing so far. Constant motions, constant shifting around.
BK trying to determine what defense Skyline is running with those shifts. Snap goes off. Arellano takes him off to the left, and a good push, big hole, and he's going to pick up close to 10 yards on that. Taking it out to the 21-yard line to bring up 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. And with the way they've been running the football, I fully expect Arellano to touch the ball about 84 times tonight.
Well, when you have a guy like him who's probably averaging 6 yards a carry right now, I mean, why would you differ from it?
Split receivers, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Vela in the backfield with Arellano. Arellano goes out and thrown over the middle, and that's Wolthouse, and he makes a jumping leap, still on his feet, picks up a great block. He's on the far sideline, bouncing in and out. He's going to make it all the way to the 47-yard line of Skyline, and Avila was getting pressure with the man in his face off his back foot, threw it over the middle, and Wolthouse, running the crossing route, was able to make the grab and turn it to a huge gain.
And once again, Skyline just got split right open down the middle. This BK team, whenever they throw, it seems like they're kind of favoring that right in between the middle linebackers as they split off to cover the outside receivers.
1 receiver to the top, 2 to the bottom with the tight end, so 11 personnel. Pistol formation. Handoff goes to Arellano. Arellano dances his way upfield, and he picks his way for a 6-yard gain, about a 5-yard gain, make it, to bring up 2nd and 5. out to the 43-yard line of Skyline.
BK just going with that ground and pound approach right now. Just shooting it up the middle.
Pistol formation again. One tight end, one receiver to the top of the screen. One deep safety for Skyline. Everybody else is within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and everybody's in the box. Avella hangs onto the ball, leans forward. Looks like he's going to pick up just enough for the first down. A design quarterback keeper, and it was designed to pick up just that. Looks like it's going to be a BK first down at the 38-yard line of Skyline, and seeing no resistance so far, BK marching the football.
It almost seems like this BK line is just bullying the Skyline line. The quarterback is having plenty of time to throw that ball whenever he needs to. Aravello is being able to just jump right through any gap he wants as well.
Yeah. So 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Avella in the backfield with Arellano. Avella looks to his left, has a crossing route, throws behind Wolthouse. Takes a little bump as he throws the ball. Obviously Dom Wolthouse, his primary target. And they have made some fantastic plays so far this season. Wolthouse committed to play football at the next level, I believe at Carroll College in Montana.
I can see why. He is quick off that jump.
He's a lanky receiver. Well, lanky's not the right word. He's long. He's a strider, athletic kid, husky near side. Rolls to the right as Avella. Has a man. Throws short and caught. Diving catch towards the sideline. It was a layered route, and Jackson Brady, they list him as a quarterback, but he's more of a tight end / receiver as he makes a diving grab, and that's going to be just short of the first down. 20, they're going to mark him at the 29-yard line. The 28-yard line is the first down. 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Bishop Kelly up 6-0 over Skyline. Skyline begging for movement, saying the guy jumped. Coaches yelling and screaming to try and get that call. And off to Arellano. Arellano picks his way off the right side and gets a big push, and he's going to pick up close to 10 yards. And just nobody within the first 5 yards as Arellano, as that big offensive line, leaning on the Skyline defense for a big gain.
Arellano, once again, is just blowing by these Skyline linemen. He's doing a phenomenal job of picking them apart right now.
Arellano showing the patience, letting his offensive line go to work. So there's 2 backs in the backfield with Avella. Pistol, but with a full back to his left. 2 receivers, Husky and Wolthouse, and 1 tight end. Everybody in the box. And again, they're going to call, I believe it's going to be a false start. Yeah. So yeah, false start on Bishop Kelly. That'll march it back 5 yards. Ball will be spotted at the 32-yard line. 1st and 15. So on the other side of the state, Will, there's Hillcrest versus Twin Falls. Twin Falls is kind of the untalked about. I don't think that's the right word, but nobody's talking about Twin Falls versus a Hillcrest, and that's being played in Idaho Falls. And the winner of this game will face the winner of that game in the state championship. Avella with the quarterback keeper, and now Skyline steps up and makes the stop. Quarterback keeper. Oh, there's a hurt player, though, and that looks like a shoulder. Number 55, J.J. Anderson, stepped in, and he made the tackle, and that might be Anderson on the ground, and he is writhing in pain. Nope, not Anderson. Don't have a number. There's going to be injury timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. We'll be back in a bit.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
And welcome back. Liam Lynch was the injured player for Skyline, but he bounced off the field, and Will probably said it best. Looked like it was a stinger, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 14. Snap goes high, and then they pitch it in the backfield. Arellano takes it and going to pick up about 8 yards on the pitch. It was an option, almost a designed option to suck in some of the defenders, designed pitch. And Avella pitched the ball heading to his left. So 3rd and 7. No huddle now for Bishop Kelly. 2 receivers to the top and 2 to the bottom. Avella takes the snap, looks down the middle. Has a man, it's Wolthouse wide open, and Wolthouse is going to waltz into the end zone. In fact, he made it look so bad, unfortunately. 2 Skyline defenders collided and hit each other pretty dang hard. Getting up a little slow were the Skyline defenders. He waited and waited for Wolthouse to come open over the middle of the field, and he threw it right at the goal line, just shy of the goal line, and Wolthouse took a couple of steps and danced into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And what a phenomenal route runner Wolthouse is. He's consistently getting open. He's consistently exactly where Avella wants him to be.
Deciding they want to kick it now is Bishop Kelly. It's a fake, and it goes off to his left, and they're going to say he got in. And the kicker, would-be kicker, that's Shavako, kept the ball running to his left. Brings it to 14-0, and they're fired up. And I had my head down for a split second. When I looked up, I saw the kicker with the ball. So with 1:10 to go, Bishop Kelly leads this Skyline Grizzly team 14-0 on 2 Dom Wolthouse touchdown passes. The last one going for about 18 yards.
So right there, it was actually the holder who kept the ball. That was Jackson Brady.
Was Brady the one that went in? Again, I put my head down just for a moment.
Yeah, Brady was the holder. He caught it and then just ran off.
Well, there you go.
Except he might have passed it. I looked down at the wrong time, too.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So Brady and Shavako, good job, guys.
Good job. Whoever put it in, it was a 2-point conversion.
It was teamwork, okay?
It was teamwork, absolutely. So Zion Crockett's going to be back to receive for Skyline, and he will be joined back there by number 23, Taylor, the 5'8", 160-pound senior.
1:10 left on the clock, and Skyline has only had 1 possession, which ended at 4 and out.
It's going to be a short kick, and it's kind of a pooch kick. Crockett catches on the bounce at the 15-yard line, makes 1 step. Boy, he's quick, and he gets all the way to the 31-yard line, and he was 1 man away from taking that thing to the house.
Absolutely. And that BK defender did a great job kind of doing what a shoelace tackle, if you will. And that's all that you can really do against that speed if you don't have him heading straight at you.
Getting him to move one side to the other and then diving for his legs. And Crockett, again, he's electric. He had 3 touchdowns last week versus Sandpoint in a thrilling game. Sandpoint making the drive about the farthest north you can get in Idaho, coming down and playing at Skyline. So on the second possession, Skyline, 4 receivers. And Giannini will take it. He hands it off up the middle. And that's Ojeda. Ojeda will pick up, we'll give him 3. 2nd and 7 for Skyline. And Skyline really needing to establish themselves, some sort of rhythm on offense. A first down would be fantastic for this Skyline offense.
Looks like we may have to wait for a second as the clock is a little off.
Look how wild that is. That countdown's crazy.
We went from an hour to 30 minutes in a second.
Absolutely. Snap goes back. Giannini hands it off to Crockett this time. Crockett, he gets bottled up. Henderson was there. Going to pick up a foot. And that'll take us to the quarter, I believe, unless somehow miraculously they call a timeout or get a playoff.
I don't know what you mean. We still got 10 minutes left on that clock.
I don't know what to make of this. I have no idea.
Looks like they're going to get one more play this quarter.
Nope, they're not. Okay, there we go.
There.
All right, that's going to take us to the quarter. Real quickly, we'd like to thank some of our other sponsors for tonight's game. Franklin Building Supply is a proud supporter of Skyline Athletics and all the building professionals in eastern Idaho. Their friendly and knowledgeable team is ready to help make your project a success from start to finish. Franklin Building Supply in Pocatello and Idaho Falls, worth the trip. And locally owned Fall River Propane serves all of Bonneville County for over 25 years of experience, with over 25 years of experience in providing propane delivery to residential and commercial customers, typically at the lowest price per gallon, plus a full team of service professionals. To keep your propane fireplace operating at its best, visit fallriverpropane.com for more details. And Power Booster for Bishop Kelly, High Desert Hardwood. High Desert Hardwood in Eagle is where woodworkers go to get the best quality hardwood lumber, plywood, and custom molding. Take a look at person in 1758 East State in Eagle, or give them a call at 208-939-9366. You can also find them at highdeserthardwood.com. High Desert Hardwood is a proud supporter of the BK Knights. All right, Will, here we go. Start of the second quarter. Ball is on the 35-yard line. Skyline's own 35-yard line. It's 3rd and 6. Giannini in the backfield alone. Low snap, has men crossing, gets it to Crockett, and they're going to call a pass interference. And that was absolutely pass interference. And they may even get a little bit more than that.
Oh, and Crockett's down.
Yeah, he got hit. So at least a pass interference, and he's kind of gimpy getting up. So it is just the pass interference, and that's going to give them 15 yards and a first down. And Crockett kind of squatting down on the far side. Tough kid, though. He'll be back.
Looks like he's just going to try to walk it off. He's staying on the field right now.
And
there the sub comes.
There they go. Giannini took a shot right at the end as he threw the ball, and just massive pressure. Only 3 down linemen, but as Jack Henderson, we mentioned his name earlier, bringing the pressure early and often for this BK Knight defense. Coach on the sideline for Bishop Kelly doing 6'7". Who knew that? Oh, you don't even know what that is. You don't have teenagers. Handoff up the middle, and that's Ojeda. Ojeda's going to get it up to, is going to take it to the 45-yard line to pick up a 5. Good pickup for the Skyline offense to put themselves in a good position.
Sorry, did you say 6'7"?
Yeah, look, the guy on the sideline, his hands are going 6'7". You don't know that?
No.
Oh, wow, you're lucky. It's a teenage thing. Nobody knows what it means. It's 6'7", and they go nuts, and they do this with their hands, like 6 or 7, who knows. It's
all right, then.
No, it's terrible. Don't ever say it again. I'm sorry to introduce you to it. Crockett takes the fake handoff. Giannini's going to hang on to the ball. He stumbles, picks up big yardage to the left, going to take it out to the 35, take it down to the 35-yard line. And Skyline, we talked about them needing to march the ball, doing it with the running game and some misdirection up front. Giannini kept the ball, picked up 15 yards. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line of Bishop Kelly.
Great job by Giannini to kind of put his head down and force his way. Just those last couple of yards, they always make a big difference in the end.
Giannini stumbled initially. I thought he was going to fall face first, but got his feet underneath him. 4 men at the line of scrimmage. Trips to the right. Crockett comes. He's going to take the handoff, and he gets it up inside in lightning quick, and he bounces it to the outside. And they're going to get there's the face mask penalty. So on top of the 6-yard gain, there was a big face mask as Crockett got to the outside. As we mentioned, he is absolute lightning when he gets in the open field.
And Crockett is just taking a beating the last 2 plays. He just got flung over his head by that face mask.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And you see the BK defenders looking for the defense now. What's being called. So 15 yards on top of that is going to put Skyline in the red zone, deep in BK territory. In this 14-0 lead, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for Skyline.
Skyline finally able to march that ball down the field, whether it's off of penalties or that nice run game that they've established during this this series, I guess I would say.
Yeah, you said it best. The penalties have aided Skyline immensely to this point, and because of it, they are deep in Bishop Kelly territory. Ball handed off up the middle, going to be bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. It was right up the middle, and actually may have lost 4 inches on that play, and that was, don't have a number. That number, it gets squished. Number 12, that's Caden Cruz. He's an athlete, is his position.
I like that. I like when they just put athlete.
That's right. They ask you, what position do you play? And you say, I'm an athlete. It's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 16-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. Crockett. Balls goes to Giannini. Giannini throws an interception. It's picked off at the line of scrimmage. And the safety, that was Bryce Root. The safety waited on it, almost baited Giannini. Running down the sideline was Malefua. And Giannini thought he had him open, and Root picked him off at the right at the goal line. Takes it out to the, where are they going to spot it?
Looks like the 2-yard line.
Are they going to say he stepped out at the 2? Okay. So he stepped out back against the wall, but coming up with the turnover is Bishop Kelly. Bend but not break. But a little bit of work to do here out of their own end zone. Loaded backfield now. Bishop Kelly, 1 wide receiver, Woldhouse. Handoff inside, and they almost got him for a safety. They're going to say he got just out of the end zone, but he's going to lose almost 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 12 from the 1-inch line. Like, that is as close to the end zone.
I think the edge of that ball might be touching the white at this point.
As close as you can get without being in the end zone, and in danger of giving up 2 points here. And you got to be fired up if you're the Skyline defense. Woldhouse man coverage on the near side. Loaded backfield again. Avella under center. Going to hand the ball off, and again bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. Does manage to pick up about a half a yard. So now a half yard more breathing room, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 here. You're backed up against the back of your end zone, basically, when you snap that ball. I mean, do you even risk the throw here is the question.
Well, with the way the pressure and Avella's been able to get the ball off, I would say go for it. In fact, you should have been running your regular offense the whole time. Woldhouse far side, trips near side. Arellano in the backfield. And timeout by Bishop Kelly. Going to talk this thing over. Wanted to draw the offsides. Hard count, but that's going to take a quick break, and so will we, possibly, as I look over at Will, and he says, yes, we will. So we'll take a quick break.
Dear Savvy, who says you can't have it all? You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and now you've got Toyota value. Toyota, let's go places. Dear Friday, we've got power tailgates to power game days. And a trailer backup guide. That's the champ of the ramp. Toyota trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
And welcome back. With their backs against the wall, Bishop Kelly is going to be on their own 1-yard line. 3rd and 11, and now we have trips. We have 4 receivers to the right, obviously going to shift. They bring trips now to the far side. Ball is on the far hash. Going to be trips left now. And Ball and Avella keeps it. He's going to dance around. Content. Well, he keeps his feet, puts his head down, and he's going to pick up enough room to punt. That's essentially what they did. Picked up enough room to punt. Playing a little conservative as Coach Kulig, knowing he has a 14-point lead at this point, and looking to put it back on his defense, punting, but again, giving himself some more room to punt the ball. Ball's going to be punted from the 8-yard line is where the snap will be.
Punter lined up about 3 yards away from the back of the end zone.
Yeah, there's that. Shavako's a punter. I want to say, I think he got the 2-point conversion because he was fired up going in. I really do think it was. Shavako gets it, boots it. It was a good punt. Crockett in backfield catches it at the 50-yard line, heads down the far sideline, and he has a lane, and he might be gone, and he just lights up Shavako, puts his head down, and they, like it never happened, the interception. Ball's going to be spotted at the 16-yard line. Skyline dealing and in business right now. And the BK defense being called upon again to keep Skyline out of the end zone. The last drive for Skyline ended in that interception.
And right there, it kind of looked like Crockett was finally done being the one taking the hits and decided to lay a lick of his own. He lowered that shoulder and just absolutely nailed Shavako.
So lined up with 2 receivers to the left, fakes the hand. Ojeda gets the handoff, and now he goes to the far side, puts his head down, going to be wrapped up after a pickup of about 4 yards. Ojeda been the primary ball carrier tonight. And so 2nd and 8. Jump around, blasting over the PA, trying to get this BK defense fired up. Second and 7, 2 receivers to the top. Crockett goes in motion. They fake the handoff, and Giannini's going to keep it. He has a lane to the end zone and dragged out just before he gets in the end zone. He's going to be taken out at the 1-yard line, and it looked like he had a lane to the end zone. Faked the handoff to Crockett, ran to his left. So 1st and goal now for Skyline.
Number 13 for BK, Jared Thiel right there was the one who managed to save BK from that touchdown right there as well. He just grabbed onto his arm and didn't let go until he went out of bounds.
So with that running game, I think you're going to see a big, heavy dose of smash mouth football right here to get the ball in the end zone. Ball handoff to Crockett. Crockett gets dragged down from behind. Jack Henderson, the big defensive end, was able to get his hands on him and dragged him down for a loss of a couple. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Ball spotted on the far hash. And Bishop Kelly looking for a big stand. Came up with the interception last drive. And then Crockett on the punt return put him in great field position.
And Crockett not being able to get his run game going so far.
At Crockett, they'll line him up all over the field. And this time he lines up in the backfield. No receivers, multiple tight ends. Direct snap to Crockett. Crockett takes it, and he waltzes into the end zone. 3-yard touchdown run for Crockett with 5:09 left. And Skyline finally getting on the board.
Nice job by the Skyline lineman right there to open up that pocket for Crockett. He almost could have just walked in, it seemed like.
Absolutely. A direct snap to him. And Giannini took off the other direction. Now a left-footed kicker. Love it. I'm going to keep my head up for this last time. Snap is up, kick is up, and good. 14-7 is your score with 5:08 to go here at Bishop Kelly in Boise. And Bishop Kelly going to get the ball back, but Skyline with a badly needed touchdown as they had not been able to stop anything from Bishop Kelly until that last drive, starting at their own goal line, essentially. I want to thank again the power boosters from Skyline, Teton Auto Group, The Roof Resource, Fibercom, Clubhouse Pediatric Dentistry, Scotty's Drive-In, Levitt Select Insurance Services, MVP Rentals, Java Express. And the Bank of Commerce is a proud supporter of all area schools with 17 locations across Idaho and southwest Montana. For local decisions and exceptional service, make the Bank of Commerce your bank of a lifetime. Member of FDIC, equal housing lender. And Franklin Building Supply is a proud supporter of Skyline Athletics and all the building professionals in eastern Idaho. Their friendly and knowledgeable team is ready to help make your project a success from start to finish. Franklin Building Supply in Pocatello and Idaho Falls, worth the trip. So ball to be kicked off. Left-footed kicker boots it. Shavako's going to field it and drop it and fumble it again, and you better get a hold of it at the 10-yard line. He's going to be dragged down at the 13-yard line, and that was just a misplayed football by Shavako, and it cost him big time on field position.
Looks like that ball might be a little slippery at this point.
You know, there's a little humidity in the air. There's probably some storms rolling in at some point. It was a clear day today here in Boise. Santino Antrim was the kicker. He's a left-footed kicker. So starting from the 13-yard line, Bishop Kelly, a lot of work to do here to get into the end zone in their own side. We're live from Boise, Idaho. Bishop Kelly High School, undefeated so far this season, and knocked off 6A Rigby earlier on this exact field. Hand off to Arellano. Arellano picks his way. He's going to be dragged down, picks up 2. And he's a great guy. I'm going to tell you right now. His name is Ryan. I'm Ryan Luke. That's Will Kingsbury. And that's Ryan Arellano out there on the field. Good dude. I'm just saying.
And that was a beautiful read by Skyline, number 9, Sawyer Davis, as he read that and jumped on it immediately.
Vela in the backfield with Arellano in the pistol formation. Vela takes a snap, looks to his left, back to his right. He has Wolthouse. Wolthouse fighting for the ball, and they're going to call pass interference. And that's going to be on number 22. I don't even have it. Well, no, wrong side. 22. That's Gage Cyril. Cyril didn't look back to knock the ball away, so it's going to be a pass interference. Avella actually underthrew Wolthouse. Looked like he needed to maybe release it a little sooner. That's a deep ball. Wolthouse showing the speed, but Cyril was running stride for stride, just didn't look back in time.
Got a little too handsy right there.
A lot too handsy. So 15-yard penalty is going to move the ball, and just like Bishop Kelly giving up some penalties on the 2 drives ago to get Skyline into scoring position. Now from the 21-yard line, 1st and 10 is Bishop Kelly. 1 receiver to the top, 2 to the bottom. That's Husky. Husky goes in motion. They're going to hang on to it. Avella. Avella's going to sit there. He's going to wait for a block. Husky comes in, and then flying in is Cyril. And that was an interesting play. Husky was waiting for the pitch, and then Avella eventually said, hey, go block that guy. Husky made a great block, picked up about 6 yards on the play, and then diving at his legs, making the tackle with Cyril to knock Avella out of bounds.
Nice play right there. It was a well-ran play, I should say. He had a nice blocker up front, and he just managed to get to that outside and get those few extra yards.
Husky was the pitch man, and then he was waiting for the pitch, and Avella motioned him to make the block. Handoff's going to go to Arellano. Arellano going to pick up 2 yards, maybe 2, is alls, bringing up 3rd down for Bishop Kelly. Some of those run plays that worked initially not working as effectively this time around. Maybe open the playbook up a little bit.
Almost seems like Skyline has learned to stack that box whenever Arellano is in that backfield.
So running 1 high safety and I guess you're going to say 6 people in the box. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6 people in the box. Deep safety. They do not want to get beat deep. Tight trips formation to the right. Avella's going to hang on to the ball, and he's going to pick his way forward for the first down to the 42-yard line. Avella, again, not looking to break it, just picking his way and leaning forward for the first down. Bishop Kelly, 2:45 to go, 2 timeouts still. Not a lot of urgency, and this big play offense can go big at any time. And for the Skyline defense, no safety over the top now, but instead the defensive backs are all 10 yards off the ball. You got to be thinking something deep if you are Avella. Sends it wide. This time caught on the out route. And that was to number 34. Nick Habert. Is that right? I don't know. Check your 34.
Nick Habert.
Habert it is. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top. Woldhouse comes back in motion, so now trips left, tight end to the far side. Avella looking deep, gets pressure from the light, avoids it, throws. He has a man. That has Husky. Husky running after it, not able to get there in time. Avella was getting pressure. He sidestepped it, moved to his right, and then just floated it up there. Husky was hustling to get there and just out of the reach. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. 1:38 to go. Clock does stop.
And it's nice seeing the Skyline defense finally being able to put some pressure on Avella, because before, in the first quarter especially, there was no pressure on him. He had all the time in the world to throw that ball. Now that he's getting a little rushed, or seeing him kind of scrambling, and now he's overthrowing or underthrowing more of these passes.
Blitz came off the left side, changing up the pass rush look. 1 deep safety, now man coverage across the board, it appears. Avella with Arellano, trips left. They're going to blitz again, picked up. Avella has time. He's going to throw a deep ball. He has Woldhouse wide open. And Woldhouse drops it, watched it right into his hands at the 20-yard line, and literally dropped the ball. And he looked at himself, patted himself on the chest, and said, that's on me. So 4th and 4, and the offense is going to stay on the field, and he was wide open. Running free was Woldhouse.
That's an uncharacteristic drop right there. Little save for Skyline, though, as he would have just walked right into that end zone.
Yeah, he would have. The defender was about 3 yards behind him, and there was some separation happening. Last play, good blitz, but picked up very well by BK. Lines up, now the shift, going to be trips to the left. Avella waiting, it's going to be a hard count. They're trying to draw him off sides, and they're going to take the timeout. Coach Kulig's going to talk about this one as the offense comes to the side. They're going to take a break. So will we. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back in a couple of moments.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Friday, we've got power tailgates to power game days, and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Toyota Trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Skyline took the initial punch, as punched back. Our score 14-7, 1:31 to go, and defense is stiffening and looking good for Skyline. 4th and 4, and Bishop Kelly will punt the ball. Crockett will field it deep. Shavako is the punter. Snap is good, and Shavako punts it. That's a deep punt. Waiting it for the ball is Crockett. Crockett fields it and gets walloped. Didn't call for the fair catch. That's a dangerous play if you don't call for the fair catch. But fielded at the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, 1:24 to go. And Skyline with 3 timeouts. We'll see what the passing game looks like.
Skyline does get the ball after half.
They do. They call this a 2-for-1 opportunity. If you score and then you can score again, you can swing the game dramatically. But this Bishop Kelly defense trying to dig in here as they scored initially. It had the 1 turnover, able to pick the ball off, but it pretty much amounted to nothing as Skyline was able to return the punt and eventually punch it in. Skyline was split receivers to the top and to the bottom of the screen. Man comes in motion. They do hand the ball off, and that's going to be our athlete. He's driven wide. No gain on the play. Caden Cruz, the athlete, is driven out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So picking up nothing. It's going to be. It will stop the clock. 1:09 left in the second quarter. 2nd and 10.
Apparently it didn't stop the clock.
Well, they're looking at it. They're saying it's not stopped, so that's fine. I mean.
All right, then. Hey, whatever the refs decide.
Man goes in motion again. They're going to hand the ball off up the middle. And just lowering his head. Looks like Skyline is going to be content just taking this thing into halftime. That was Ojeda on the carry. So picks up 3 yards, 3rd and 7. And I don't know if you're not BK, why you don't stop the clock. I mean, it looks like BK's content to stop or to let it go to halftime as well. But looks like everybody and their dog just wants to go to the locker room.
Looks like they want to get one last play off.
Ball keeps it. Giannini, it was split receivers, and he's just going to hang on to the ball, dives to the ground, and that'll be it. So that's going to take us to halftime. Your score is 14-7. Bishop Kelly up on Skyline, but Skyline showing some life in the second quarter, scoring the only score. Just a quick rundown in the first quarter with 8:29 to go. Woldhouse caught a 15-yard touchdown pass from Avila in the first quarter as well. Again, caught an 18-yard touchdown pass with 1:10 to go. Was Woldhouse, and then there was the pick at the goal line with about 8 minutes to go to keep Skyline out of the end zone, but then coming back with a 3-yard touchdown run, Crockett, after a great punt return by Crockett to put him in good field position, and they punch it in, and that's going to take us to where we are now. 14-7, 15 minutes to go at halftime. We're going to take a break as well. Come back and talk about this first half.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Dear crew, with an adult-sized third row, everyone's welcome. Slip in, stretch out, and let's go. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's that time again. Time to get the...
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Voudrais prolonger les vacances.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Friday, we've got power tailgates to power game days. And a trailer backup guide. That's the champ of the ramp. Toyota trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Every time that we get in the car, number 1, buckle up. Number 2, no phones. And number 3, pay attention to your surroundings.
If I got in the car with my friends, I would definitely tell them to put their seatbelts on. I want to be able to get back home safely.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho. Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied dairy customer, aisle 10.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's lining it up. He's going in.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
It's that time again.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you. At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Savvy, who says you can't have it all? You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and now you've got Toyota value. Toyota, let's go places.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
And welcome back. The clock says 4 minutes. There are no signs of any teams making their way back to the field. In fact, we're just seeing the referees en route to the field. But we have a great game here. Ryan Luke with Will Kingsbury, 14-7. Bishop Kelly's up on the Skyline Grizzlies, the visiting Grizzlies from Idaho Falls all the way over to Boise. This is an East versus West matchup. And kind of the same thing on the other side of the bracket. Semifinals of the 5A state tournament for Idaho. And on the other side, it is 20-23 is your score. Hillcrest is up on Twin Falls. The winners of both of these games will meet up in the state championship at the 5A level. Last year, both schools were first year in the 5A classification as they switched from 5A to 6A, or 4A to 5A, and then 5A went to 6A. Nothing really changed other than the way they numbered them. Instead of a 1A and a 1A Division II, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6A. If you don't know that, you have been under a rock for the last 2 years. Will, good football game. Initially, Bishop Kelly came out throwing haymakers. Arellano came out running wild, picking up big chunks of yardage. And Woldhouse, couple of touchdown grabs, should have had one more right before the half, and just a drop, and he knew it. He tapped his chest, and because of that, we are in a good ball game. Crockett really kind of imposing his will for Skyline towards the end, 14-7. What do you see the second half? How do you see this second half unfolding?
I see both of these teams kind of going back to their ground game. I mean, I do think that BK, actually, I take that back. I think that Skyline is going to kind of stick to their ground game. That's what's been working for them. They've been able to start getting the yardage they need, working their way up the field with their ground game. Meanwhile, BK's kind of went into a stalemate, as BK's ground game is now getting stopped by Skyline's D-line. I mean, granted, you still have Woldhouse on the corner who's been able to be open almost any time he's looked at. He's an amazing route runner. He's quick off it. He's quick off the jump, everything. But I'm assuming we're going to see both these teams kind of play into those strengths where we're going to see run versus pass now.
Right, and Bishop Kelly has a lot of diversity in terms of offense. There are a lot of players that can do a lot of things. They have barely even scratched the surface with some of these players, and I expect a little more diversity in terms of play calling and where the ball gets distributed in the second half. And with the coaching staff, Coach Kulig, some of the other coaches, I expect them to start maybe shifting that around. On the Skyline side, I'm with you. Crockett is really now starting to feel his way through there. Initially, they were not, Skyline not be able to get a big push up front, but now we're seeing them being able to move the Bishop Kelly defensive line, that front seven, off the ball and picking up yardage. So as we roll in, 36 seconds. I don't know. This clock is wild. It pops 32 and then pauses, and it jumps to 30. So we don't know. There's probably around 30 seconds left to go, but they're going to put some more time on the clock. Bishop Kelly just making its way out of the locker room onto the field. Remember, Skyline will receive the ball at starting the second half and a chance to march down, tie this game, or even take the lead. But in front of a full house here in Boise, with the exception of the band, who I don't know where they went, but the band's not here anymore. But there's the empty section on the far side. Skyline, like we said, representing well, about a 4-hour drive-ish. 3:45 to 4, depends on how fast you go.
They're on a bus. It's probably going to take about 4.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 hours to get here. And taking the field, getting ready to kick the second half off. Take a quick break. We'll jump right back, hopefully with the kick. Well, they say they have 3 minutes, so we'll see what it looks like.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Savvy, who says you can't have it all? You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and now you've got Toyota value. Toyota, let's go places.
Okay, listen up. Right now, teens in Idaho have a higher than normal percentage of fatal car crashes. We're 2.6 times more likely to be in a crash. Why? Data shows we're not buckling up, not driving sober, speeding, and getting distracted by that little device we love to hate. So what are we going to do about it? It's time to buckle up, drive sober, slow down, and put our dang phone down. I mean, duh. Join the movement. Search Shift Idaho Teen to learn more.
It's that cost, only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
All right, so right on the buzzer-ish time, we don't know what it looks like. This clock is awesome, so one day we'll figure it out. But about ready to start the second half from Boise, Idaho. Bishop Kelly up 14-7, and we talked about some of the adjustments that need to be made. Initially, Bishop Kelly came out, was able to run wild. Arellano came out and really imposed his will, and Wolthouse had some big grabs as well. Now moving forward, that defense has stiffened up, and if you're Bishop Kelly, got to be a little more creative in terms of where the ball goes to be able to move it against this defense that has, as the kids see, you didn't know what 6-7 was either. Here's the other one. You will understand this. They're going to lock it in.
I know that one.
You know that one?
I got that one.
They're going to grind.
I actually like that one.
They're going to grind and they're going to lock in. One team or the other, whether it be Bishop Kelly or Skyline, is going to lock it in and grind.
There's been multiple times at work where all of a sudden I've been like, man, I got to lock in. That one I do like. I use that one regularly. Not completely sure about the 6-7 thing, though.
So the kick is short, very short. Going to be fielded on a one-hop, knocks his own man over. Talk about wrong place at the wrong time, and I believe that was Tafoya that got it right in the back. And there's going to be a penalty called on Skyline, unsportsmanlike conduct. I think it came from the sideline, and that'll push the ball back. So the ball initially was brought back to the 27-yard line, and now let's see what the flag is.
Where's the white hat?
I don't know. Oh, wow, they were playing Pennywise. Name that song.
I'm 21, so.
Yeah, wow. My gosh. We won't even go there. It's called the Bro Hymn, literally B-R-O-H-Y-M-N, Bro Hymn.
Okay.
Like Broheim, but Bro Hymn. You know what? I've never heard of a football game, but let's go. So that was unsportsmanlike conduct, so it's just going to be a personal foul. We'll knock him back 15 yards, take him to you're calling it a 13-yard line. So Skyline starting in the hole, two receivers to the right, tight end lined up, big gaps. Ball's handed off to Ojeda. Ojeda puts his head down, has a head of steam. Big pickup for 6 yards on first down. So 2nd and 4 from the 19-yard line. And Skyline firing on all cylinders. Bishop Kelly. So there's splits. I don't know if you noticed that. The splits were massive as they spread that defensive line out. And Bishop Kelly trying to figure out the remedy now for this running game. 3 receivers to the right, trips right, 1 to the top. Ojeda in the backfield still. They're going to hand it up. They're going to keep it. Giannini keeps it. He's going to pick up a first down as he falls over the 25-yard line to the 26. Quarterback keeper got popped. So first down just like that. Quick strike. Skyline showing some physicality here in the second half.
It's nice seeing the Skyline team, especially Giannini, begin to kind of get into his rhythm and be willing to go and take that hit, take that first contact.
Skyline was an explosive offense during the regular season, put up a lot of points, and again, playing a very good defense in Bishop Kelly. Ball's fake. They're going to go wide to Crockett. Crockett the play was red, but he's going to be bottled up and just forced out of bounds. Looks like for no gain. They did have him in the backfield. Crockett so hard to bring down. Low center of gravity and lightning quick. 2nd and 10. And the quick flick to the outside. Bit of a bubble screen.
You know, how do you feel about the screen play, the screen pass?
Well, if you can do it right. I don't like it to the short side of the field. I think the short side of the field, you don't have enough room to make it work. And for me, it's the linebackers that can roam, and it's the junk that's going to that can get there quick enough. You have to be able to get past the initial defenders, and that's what makes the screen pass work in that type of situation. Trips to the left, empty backfield. Crockett comes in motion underneath. 1 receiver high. Giannini looks to his left, has a man, throws it, puts a lot of air underneath it, and they're going to call pass interference all day. Shivako was on Crockett and just had hands and shirt and pulling and twisting, and it was probably the smart play. I'd rather have the pass interference than a touchdown.
That's what we always got told. I played safety in high school, and it was always, I'd much rather us have to go 15 yards down the field than try to recover from 6.
First down on the 41-yard line. Ball placed at the near hash after the penalty, and this has been a penalty-riddled game. And ball has been advanced quite a bit due to penalties. Skyline looking a lot more comfortable. Trips to the left. 3 down linemen. And there's going to be something. Flag was thrown by the line judge on the far side. And it'll be a false start.
People are getting a little jumpy.
A little edgy, a little jumpy.
They got to lock in.
Got to lock in. Grind it out. Let's go. Great temperature. Temperature has dropped, but even then, what a wonderful night for football. We're mid-November in the state of Idaho, and I don't think you could ask for much better weather than this.
Just the other day, it was 60 again.
It got to 67.
Yeah.
You believe that? 67 degrees, and my kids wanted to be outside, running around, playing, doing what they were doing. So 1st and 15. Ball's placed at the 26-yard line. Giannini hangs on to it, and he's going to be taken down. That was a design quarterback keeper. So Henderson's going to get the tackle for loss. I don't think they'll call it a sack. So he lost about 1.5 yards to bring up 2nd and 16. Henderson, the junior, a lot of great things being said about him. He's a heck of an athlete. About 225 pounds, 6'3". Has some people at the next level talking about him.
I know this song. Makes you feel better.
Let's go. I'm proud of you, you 21-year-old you. Trips left. Crockett to the left. I always got to keep an eye on him. Motion across. Giannini drops back. It looks like it's a screen for Crockett. Well-designed play. And he's able to pick up a big chunk of yardage. About 10 yards. We'll give him 12 yards on the play. And the offensive line release that you saw Henderson, as soon as he came free, knew it was a screen. And the slip screen coming underneath and the lineman blocking down brings up a very manageable 3rd and 5.
First down marker just sitting on that 49-yard line right now.
So if you're listening, they're going left to right. Skyline marching to the north end zone. Sorry, to the south end zone. Pardon me, left to right. 3rd and 5, Giannini alone. Motion across by Crockett. Trips to the left. 4 receivers now to the left. Quick flick out to the far side. And caught going upfield is going to be stopped right at the marker. And that's Moli. It was number 1, Molafua. Molafua got popped right at the line, right at the marker, the down to go. But they're going to give him first down at the BK 49-yard line. This is the 3rd trip into Bishop Kelly territory this game. 8 minutes to go. And munching some clock. I don't know if you can say that. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we're not going to say that. Giannini with the quarterback keeper, and he gets popped, but falls forward about 6'2", and he used all 6'2" of that to lean forward. His forward momentum was stopped. Pick up a 4.
And you know, it's always nice seeing them try to use the length of their body, especially when they're, 6'2", 6'3". I believe Avella, is 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
I mean, when he actually lays out, that's an extra 2 yards.
That's right.
When I lay out at 5'8", they maybe give me half a yard.
That's right. That's really right. 5-minute line of scrimmage. The reverse is coming, but they're going to call motion. So it's going to back them up 5 yards on Skyline, and that the whistle was blown dead before the play even started, and they were running the jet sweep with Crockett to the near side. And that was one of the things that we talked about early on, is when and how Crockett would get the ball. Lines up at receiver, lines up at running back. That one was going to take it as a jet sweep coming to the near side. Ball's almost on the far hash, right on that Knight helmet at the 49-yard line. Their own 49-yard line, Skyline 49.
It's hard when you get to midfield.
Well, that's where the trenches are. Molafu on the top, trips to the right, Crockett on the near side, motioning out his Cruz. Giannini's alone. They bring a blitz off the edge, turn, and that ball's going to be picked. Oh, and dropped. That ball should have been picked. Reading the flat route on Crockett, and Noah Horn, the linebacker, the senior, 6'3", 195, had a beat on it, had it in his hands, and Crockett acted like the defender, knocking the ball out of his hands on the near sideline.
Nice awareness by Crockett right there to get his hand in there and try to knock that ball out.
3rd and 12. Could have been 1st and 10 going the other direction. And big down now for Skyline. Bishop Kelly needing a stop. Ball, and Giannini gets rocked by Henderson. Henderson breaks through the tackle, breaks through the block of the tackle to get to the quarterback, Giannini, and Giannini on his back foot threw it into some air. Incomplete pass, bringing up 4th down. So the punt team comes on, but that means Crockett stays on as he's the punter. And Shivako is the deep man.
For both teams, the punter is also the receiver.
Yeah, easy to run some fakes out of that. 6:29 to go. Ball snapped, almost blocked. And they let it go. That ball's going to take a Skyline bounce and settle in at the 16-yard line. And there's going to be a flag thrown. It's going to go against Skyline. And you saw a BK player almost after the ball had been blown dead hit the deck. And Xander Siddiqui was, nope, wrong team. Sorry about that. Liam Lynch. Liam Lynch is arguing that it was the other team, that it was Bishop Kelly that caused it. But it is going to be a personal foul, dead ball.
You know, in all my years of
Oh. All right, so we just got word. It's going to be, and he was right. It was offsetting unsportsmanlike penalty, so nothing happened. Don't know why they do it, but here we are, and just play it as it is. So ball's going to be spotted just in front of the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the top. Husky goes in motion behind Avella. Swing pass to Husky. Gets to the sideline, makes 1 cut, gets upfield, gets pushed out of bounds. And it's going to be a pickup of 3 yards. That's Huskies. I think that's actually going to be ruled a run. I think it was a lateral. So he's going to be credited with a carry for about 3 yards.
got to get those rushing yards however you can, all right?
However. Again, 2 receivers to the top. Wolthouse, man coverage near at the bottom of the screen. Handoff to Arellano. Arellano is going to be bottled up, and this running game after the first quarter has just been almost non-existent.
Right there, we had number 1, once again. Wolthouse, way downfield, wide open once again, before they even knew it was a run. Kind of surprised that they haven't gone back to him yet, but on 3rd and 6, maybe 5, I think 5, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to him once again.
Yeah, 3rd and 6 crossing routes have been a staple for Wolthouse.
3rd down and 6 for the Knights.
A quick 3rd and 6. Wolthouse in motion now, coming across, trips right. Avella looks, throws the ball, and throws it right into the hands. And that's Cyril. Cyril with the interception. He'll get tackled at the 25-yard line. And Avella just stared down his receiver, threw it right into the hands of Cyril. Cyril, right place, right time. And that's a huge turnover deep in Bishop Kelly territory.
And what a nice read by Cyril as he just saw those quarterbacks. He knows that Avella's favorite receiver is Dolthouse. He saw him tracking him. He decided just to kind of follow along with him, stay in his zone, and he happened to get that ball thrown directly at his head.
Threw it right at him and able to hang on. And now the Bishop Kelly, the Knights defense comes back on the field, and they had a lot of time. Most of this quarter they have spent on the field, and at the end of the second quarter, you wonder what the fatigue level is at this point. Ojeda with the ball just lowers his head on the handoff off the right side. He's going to pick up 6 yards. Looking more stout in the run. I mean, these teams have basically flipped in terms of what they're doing with the run game. In the beginning of the game, Bishop Kelly running all over Skyline, and now Skyline taking advantage of this Bishop Kelly defense.
Skyline doing a great job capitalizing on probably some of that fatigue that this BK line is feeling.
Motion with Crockett coming across, fakes the handoff. Giannini hangs on to it. He's going to be hit, and I'll tell you, this has been incredibly effective. Not the most nimble of runners, but leaning and just finding seams, and Giannini picking up first downs left and right. And the ball's going to be spotted at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
I am a big fan of this play calling by the Skyline coach. I mean, he is doing absolutely amazing. Mr. Scott Berger over there just absolutely coaching this team to a T right now.
So 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Crockett takes a handoff on the jet sweep. He comes around the far side, and he has a lane. He's going to get into the end zone, but there is going to be a penalty. Looks like he was knocked out just shy, and they're not even going to mark him down because it looks like it's going to be a hold. Couple of scores of interest. Third quarter, 16-7. Timberline's up on Coeur d'Alene, just down the street. And then over in eastern Idaho, 20-7, Rigby is up on Rocky Mountain. Over in the 5A ranks, still in the third quarter, 23-20, Hillcrest is up on Twin Falls. And in 4A going final, Homedale beats Sugar Salem, the 3-time defending champions. And Fruitland and Kimberly are battling out. Kimberly up 21-14. Fruitland, the number 1 team in the 4A ranks. I'm kind of getting them mixed up now in the 4A ranks, is trailing at this point. 2 backs in the backfield, and they hand the ball. It's a little reverse, and that comes back to Cyril. Cyril is going to get bottled up. Great open field tackle. And that was Bryce Root. Root brings him down, and that'll be a loss of 1.
And just a great job reading that play as he immediately saw what was going on. He had a guy that the quarterback for Skyline had to handle immediately, and he just went to the outside and went to contain him to the inside right there.
It was a little double reverse. They handed it off to Crockett. Crockett flipped it to Cyril. Cyril, who had the big pick, ran to his left and was brought down. Trips to the right. Ball is snapped. Giannini just hangs on to it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and he just blasts his way. He may get into the end zone if he keeps his feet. He's all the way down to the 1-yard line. Skyline bullying right now. Bishop Kelly, no answers. First down, 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go, and we're about this close to having a tie ball game.
That we are, and this Skyline team is just doing an absolutely phenomenal job at playing to their strengths right now, as they realize that this run game is going to be working. These quarterback sneaks from Avella are absolutely phenomenal, as he can just kind of lean into those tight spots, and then when he lays down, he gets an extra 2-3 yards.
And not even trying to hide it, Giannini just hangs on to the ball. So 2 men in the backfield. Crockett takes the handoff, and he's going to dance into the end zone again. Touchdown Skyline from the 1-yard line, 1:49 to go. Zion Crockett with a 1-yard touchdown run. And we are an extra point away from being tied up.
That we are, and it seems like they're going to be bringing out the left-footed kicker once again.
So they line up. Santino and Torm kicks the ball. It's up and good. So we have a tie ball game, Will. This is a fantastic way towards the end of a season. Bishop Kelly searching for answers both on offense and defense. The adjustments have been made by Skyline. Will Bishop Kelly respond? We'll be back in a little bit.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
And welcome back. Kicking off for Skyline. Bishop Kelly, as we talked about, looking for some answers offensively, trying to get control of this game again. Kick is a short one, almost kind of like and this directional kicking has been huge. Shavako takes the kickoff, has a huge lane, and he's wide open, and he gets in the open field. He may go all the way, depending on how fast he can go, but the kicker knocks him out of bounds. So what a way to answer at the 12-yard line. All of a sudden, Bishop Kelly, fantastic scoring position. And the Knights are rolling, are dealing at this point. Shavako had a pass interference early on, comes back with a huge return. And the kicker, and they're lucky the kicker, Santino Antrim, is also a receiver, able to run him down and take him out.
And finally, we see a little bit out of life out of this BK team this half. We haven't seen a lot of their offense yet because we only saw, I think, one drive by them so far. And we only got 1:36 left in this third quarter.
So interesting will be what the variation is now that this, the last two drives have basic offensive drives for Bishop Kelly have resulted in, I think, a total of maybe 12 yards. So offensively, we'll see what the adjustments are in play calling. Two receivers to the left, that's Walthouse and Husky. And I don't know what we're waiting for.
Skyline's calling for a delay of game. And they forgot to switch out the ball again.
Is that what it was? Well, good on everybody. We got this thing dialed in. Why not? We're at the end of this. We have 2 weeks left in the high school season. So Avella in shotgun formation. Arellano behind him in the pistol. Some shifts. Tight ends go down. Looks like they're going to run the football. Arellano takes the handoff, and he gets tackled. Leans forward for a gain of about 2. And while I am not the coach and it's not on me, I will say that looks a little predictable.
I'm not exactly sure if it's not predictable, I will say. I mean, they've gone to the same thing just repetitively, like clockwork.
Again, pistol forming well, shotgun formation. Arellano to the right of Avella. He pulls it out in the balls. And Avella tried to pull the ball out. Arellano tried to take it on the read option. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know why they're not just slinging the ball on Skyline. And the fumble, ball's on the ground. Skyline recovers. Grizzlies are absolutely fired up, stopping that would-be opportunity for a touchdown. And they're going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Skyline coming into this house and really laying it to them. They scored 14 straight points, and it looks like no answers as it is right now.
Kind of seems like this BK team is almost falling apart.
I didn't think I'd see. You see Wolthouse on the sideline saying, calm down, we're okay. Calm down, we're okay. Crockett takes it on the jet sweep in the motion. He gets to the outside, gets bottled up, comes to the near sideline. It'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. And, you know, Skyline has been able to do it from multiple angles. If it's not Crockett coming across the field, Giannini is moving forward, is running north and south, picking up yardage, and just no answers right now. Trips to the left. Ojeda in the backfield with Giannini. There's a blitz. Giannini hangs onto the ball. Good blitz pickup, but bottle up after a gain of 3, which is probably the shortest run Giannini's had since late in the first quarter. Bring up 3rd and 3, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. We roll into this fourth quarter, all tied up from Boise, Idaho, at Bishop Kelly, 14-14. Bishop Kelly, opportunity to score, but not able to punch it in. Fumble, and now Skyline taking it back the other direction. I want to thank our power boosters again from Skyline, Teton Auto Group, the Roof Resource, Fibercom, Clubhouse Pediatric Dentistry, Scotty's Drive-In, Levitt Select Insurance Services, MVP Rentals, and Java Express. Got a vacation home in Swan Valley or Island Park? Locally owned Fall River Propane can deliver high-quality propane to your vacation home at typically lower price per gallon. Fall River Propane also has a team of service professionals to keep your fireplace operating at its best. Visit fallriverpropane.com. Bank of Commerce is a proud supporter of all area schools with 17 locations across Idaho and southwest Montana. For local decisions and exceptional service, make the Bank of Commerce your bank of a lifetime. Member FDIC, equal house lender. And High Desert Hardwood is a power booster for Bishop Kelly. High Desert Hardwood in Eagle is where woodworkers go to get best quality hardwood lumber, plywood, and custom molding. Take a look at person at 1758 East State Street in Eagle, or give them a call at 208-939-9366. You can also find them at www.highdeserthardwood.com. High Desert Hardwood is proud to support the BK Knights. It's 3rd and 3, and bringing Crockett across, and he gets that handoff. There's going to be a holding call in the backfield, and they may just decline it. So a holding call is going to be called. Crockett gets tackled in the backfield as well, and that will bring up 4th down or 3rd and 13. And waiting, decisions for Coach Kulig. So ball would have been placed at the, we'll call it 19-yard line, so holding. Yeah, so the penalty will be declined, which means thank goodness they didn't keep the offense on the field. It hasn't looked like they've been able to stop anything 4th and short for a long time. So that had been a 4th and 6. It is a 4th and 6, and so the punt team comes on. Crockett, the punter, and the booth is shaking. So
yes, it is.
I don't know how much I like that. We're on top of the booth here at Bishop Kelly, and hopefully we make it home tonight. Punt's up and away. Shavako just lets it go. And it's going to be down at the 40-yard line, Bishop Kelly 40-yard line. A lot of answers, a lot of questions, not a lot of answers for this Bishop Kelly defense as they take, Bishop Kelly offense as they take the field again. Bishop Kelly has been stymied after the first quarter. They did have the one long ball that could have been caught by Wolthouse. As they take the field again, ball will be placed on the near hash, 40-yard line, 1st and 10, trips left.
Let's see if BK is going to switch anything up here, as it seems like their run game is kind of grinded to a halt.
Ball's going to be handed off. Arellano finally finding a little bit of room. Coming off to the right side of that offensive line, and boy, it almost felt like he needed that. Needed to be able to break just a little bit. A pickup of almost 7 yards.
Seemed like he just needed a little of something to kind of get going again.
Yeah, those holes were absolutely massive in the first half. The split's not as big. Trips to the left. Avella. 2 touchdown passes tonight, 1 interception. Call comes in. Ball snapped. Arellano is going to get bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage is tackled again, and again, I look at this and wonder what the game plan is. They have such talented receivers, and continuing to try and run the football. We got a tie ball game, 10:30 to go. 3rd and 3. Vela takes a snap, looks, has Woldhouse over the middle. The post route, it was almost a pick route, and he breaks 1 tackle, breaks another, gets all the way down to the 17-yard line, and Woldhouse ran a post route. There was a cross-up, and the defenders kind of got tangled. No contact. Woldhouse took it. Avella was looking for Woldhouse the whole time. Big pickup of almost 30 yards on that catch and what do they call it? Pitch and catch. Catch and run for Woldhouse.
Yeah, I mean, finally it seems like they went back to old reliable right there, and it worked out splendidly.
1 deep safety, twin receivers on both sides. Call comes in. Avella calls it. 3 defensive linemen. They rush 4, and Avella keeps it. Huge hole and just tackled, leaning in, and I think that was Liam Lynch. If he didn't wrap up or get a hand on Avella's ankle, there was nobody between him and the end zone. Ball is now spotted on the 13-yard line. 2nd and a long 4. They say 5, I call it a long 4.
It's close enough.
Close enough. They're rounding up, I'm rounding down. BK shifts, tight end comes in, bunch just to the left of the line of scrimmage, blitzes on. Arellano takes the pitch, cuts back, gets to the line of scrimmage, puts his head down, shows some toughness, and bullies his way over the 10-yard line. He's going to be close to the first down. He started left. The play was designed to go to the left as they had the bunch out there. Breaking through was the Skyline defenders. And at this point of the night, I'm being honest, it's kind of tough to see some of the Skyline numbers. Those baby blue on the white, they look really good up close, but I can barely see the numbers nowadays. And I'm getting old, so there's that.
When there was a little more light, it was nice. And it looks like there's a penalty.
Yeah, so they called a holding call. Well, so second and 9, so it happened beyond the line of scrimmage.
With the penalty, it brings up 2nd and 9 for the Knights.
I did not even see the flag on the field.
Me either.
I had no idea. Okay, that's on me. Split receivers to the left, Woldhouse on the bottom. They fake the handoff to Arellano. He's going to throw it to Woldhouse, and he makes the grab. It was a fantastic grab on the sideline. It was a comeback pattern, a timing route, and Woldhouse is going to get close to the first down. 3rd and 1. Ball will be spotted right at the 10-yard line. Arellano faked the hand. Excuse me. Holy cow. How are we doing this? Here we go. It was a fake the handoff to Arellano. Arellano picked up the blitz as it came. Avella came back, rolled to his right, threw on the run, and Woldhouse on the comeback route was able to make the grab going to the ground. 8 minutes to go. Ball on the 10-yard line. 3rd and 1. And Avella with the quarterback keeper goes off the right side. He's going to pick up a full 5 yards. And you mentioned before, Will, at 6'5", lean forward, and that's 2 yards.
Reach your arms out, that's probably 3.
That's 3. So 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Bishop Kelly eating some clock now. And it got colder, Will.
It did.
It significantly got significantly colder.
We can see our breath now.
I can. I mean, it was nearly 60-something degrees, 60 degrees at the start of this football game, and it has plummeted probably 20 degrees, if not more. Tight bunch left. Trips. Avella's going to keep the ball, and he's going to get brought down after pickup of 2. Quarterback keeper, designed run, and they're kind of thinking if Giannini can do it, why can't we? 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Pickup of 1. You know, this is not the most advantageous position for BK. I'm so sorry, I just sneezed. As the short run game has not been good, they're not great under center. That is not their typical offense. Bunched up at the line of scrimmage, Husky comes across the formation. They're looking for a route, looking for him, and they have Woldhouse wide open in the backfield or in the back of the end zone. Touchdown from the 4-yard line, and finally getting going again was Bishop Kelly, and Woldhouse was his 3rd touchdown, and that comes with 6:29 to go from the 4-yard line. And 3 touchdown passes, and all 3 have been to Woldhouse tonight for Ben Avella.
Absolutely, and like we were just saying earlier, Dolthouse, I mean, he has been phenomenal all night. He dropped a pass right before half that would have led to a touchdown, but that's the only time he's dropped a pass tonight.
As you said, very reliable. High snap, but they were able to get it down, and kick is up and good. 21-7 in the 4th quarter. And this is shaping up to be one of those fantastic finishes. Both these teams know each other really well. And my wife just texted me, how's the game? Well, how was the game? The game's fantastic. And I fully expect Skyline to respond here and respond well. Very well coached football team, and they didn't get to this point not being able to respond.
Absolutely, and both these teams are just absolutely duking it out on the run games right now. BK, that was the first time since probably the first quarter that we've seen the run game kind of start to gain more momentum. Skyline, their defense is starting to put in that work and making the BK backfield work for it every single yard.
So looking at BK runs, they're a bit of a long game team in terms of setting up plays for later down the road, and pounding the football in a couple of possessions allowed them what looks like to be able to throw the football again. So the adjustments are being made. Kicks up, pooch kick. It's going to be short and fielded. I think that's Cyril. Cyril's had his hands. No, that's not Cyril. That's number 23, and that's Taylor. And I'm not going to lie, Cyril and Taylor look a lot alike. It's 23 and 22, and about the same stature as they're out there. So ball's caught and returned. It's going to start on the 32-yard line for Skyline. Good-ish, if you will, starting position to be able to mount this drive. And you kind of got to think, I mean, hey, they score. It's almost like go for 2.
It is.
It's let's win this ball game.
We don't want to be out here in the cold anymore.
No.
Let's see an exciting finish.
Let's do. Although I'm loving this football game. It's been fun. Giannini hands the ball off. This is going to Idaho. Idaho's got a big head of steam and gets his legs taken out from underneath him after an 8-yard pickup. And he's a big boy moving downhill. Idaho listed at 205. Maybe it's the pads. I don't know. But he looks big, and he got hit right in the shins.
It might just be because we're small.
I weigh 228 pounds, man. So I don't know about you. What do you weigh, $140?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all you got.
That's why I'm always layered up.
Yeah, well. So twin receivers to the right, hands the ball off to Idaho. Idaho takes it, picks his way through, and he's going to put his shoulder down and lay the hurt. And that's going to be on the safety, number 0, Bryce Root. Brings him down, but first down at the 48-yard line. Skyline saying you can drive the ball, so can we. And they're doing it with the run game. First and 10 from the 48-yard line. Bishop Kelly staying with that three-man front in spite of all the runs, although they did bring the linebacker to the line of scrimmage. Three receivers to the left. Giannini keeps the ball. Huge gap. He gets popped early but doesn't get brought down, and he stays on his feet. He's not down yet, and he's going to keep his feet, and he's going to push his way all the way to a first down, and that was
impressive.
That was impressive. That was a 10 and that's an 11-yard gain, and Giannini and his lineman and everybody else just held him up, and nobody could bring him down. And at that point, he doesn't have to keep his feet moving. He's just getting pushed forward. So first and 10 in BK territory at the 42-yard line.
He got stopped at about the 4-yard line and then got an extra 7 or 8 yards right there.
BK has no answer for the run game, and I think they saw something they liked in the film leading up to this. Giannini takes the ball, hands it off. This is going to go to Cruz. Cruz finds a huge gash, huge hole as he cuts through, and that'll be another first down. That's 3 straight run plays for first downs, and Bishop Kelly, again, no answer for this run game. Skyline cutting through it like a warm knife in butter, or warm butter. Man, it's been a while since I've heard that analogy.
Hot knife and butter?
Hot
maybe?
knife and butter? Whatever. But they're making it look easy. 4:23 to go, all 3 timeouts. Time is not the problem. And BK brings in another defensive lineman finally. Stacking it to the left. Huge, huge, huge hole to the right. Crockett coming across the field. He gets turned back inside, keeps his feet, and he's going to get wrapped up this time. Well, he falls forward for an additional yard, so he's going to be stopped at the almost 31-yard line. So bring up about second and, well, they're going to give him 3. So 2nd and 7. Yeah, they don't have the markers right. This is crazy. You pay. There you go. There she moved it. All right, that was a 3-yard gain. So hit it in the backfield. Crockett coming across the formation. They fake the handoff. Giannini keeps it, and this has been happening all night long. And this time, he does get taken down. And this is 4-down territory, so you got to stop him 2 more times if you're Bishop Kelly. It was a pickup of about 2.5 yards. So now 3rd and 5 from the 27-yard line, Bishop Kelly's 27-yard line. Skyline, Giannini coming in with the play from the sideline. They're in the huddle, they call it. They break the huddle. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Ojeda's kind of a inline tight end. They bring Crockett across the field. They give it to him. They're going to run it wide, and they seal, but coming in, and that is going to be stopped short. Fantastic tackle by Bryce Root. Root, the senior, 5'8", 185, comes flying in just when I thought Crockett had a lane, and he thought he was going to turn the corner. Root comes in and stops him about a yard short. It's going to bring up 4th and 1, and theoretically, BK gets the stop, and this is the ball game.
Right here is where that tush push might come in handy.
Might come in handy. Huge down for both of these schools. This is the season. Ball snapped. They're going to give it to Crockett. Crockett breaks through. Easy first down. Picks his way. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. And Skyline with the season on the line. Relied on their line to get the first down. You see what I did? Yeah, that was awful.
There you go.
That was absolutely terrible.
Young Marky Mark over here.
That's what I'm talking. Young, thank you. So here we go, first down from the 19-yard line. Skyline has to score a touchdown. 2 backs in the backfield. 2 tight ends, 1 receiver to the far side. Handoff to Crockett. Crockett using that speed to get wide and gets wide. And he's going to get into the end zone, and he dances along the sideline. 19-yard touchdown run for Crockett. And Crockett showing us that speed and why he has been so effective. It's his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Now here's the question. Do you go for the win or do you go for the tie? This is a phenomenal phenomenal ending to this game right now. 1:19 left in this game. And right here we'll see if we have a possibility to see extra time or if they're going to try to put it away right now.
They are, and again, season's on the line. This play will determine what happens if they miss it. If they do not score, this is over, and Bishop Kelly can essentially take some knees. So this is it, and I like it. It's gutsy.
I like it.
It's gutsy. They score. Remember, Bishop Kelly has 3 timeouts, and they do have 1:19 on the clock. Just have to kick a field goal if that's the case. Crockett in the backfield, and he fumbles it, and that's it. Low snap goes right at his feet, and it's not Crockett's fault. It was a bad snap, and that is going to be denied. The extra point is no good. Bishop Kelly leads 21-20, and Skyline showing the guts to go for it for the 2-point conversion. It looked like Crockett wasn't ready. The snap was low, right at his ankles. He fumbled it, and they made the tackle. Bishop Kelly barely breathing through. Because I'm going to be honest with you, they have not had an answer for Crockett all night long.
And now all they need to do is just take a knee a few times.
Well, here comes the onside kick. I mean, you got to be able to field an onside kick, and these things have gotten better and better over time. In my playing days, as they would say, they used to do the pop and over the top, and now they directional kick it and they send it right at a player, and they try to get it to bounce off a player.
And like we have said earlier in this game, their directional kicks have been on point all night.
All night long, and right now, I mean, you can even look at the open area between, we'll call it the 40-yard line and the 20-yard line. Those have worked well as well. I did that. So the good hands with All-State team. Yeah, I just threw a nasty jab out there. You got a freebie, All-State. So the good hands team comes on as Antrim, the kicker, the lefty kicker, lines up, and here we go. And it does not travel, and it does. Recovered by Bishop Kelly. And so that ball, and I believe that was number 23 that recovered it. Yeah, that was Noah Horn, the linebacker, jumped on it. That had not traveled 10 yards. They did not need to touch it, but they did anyway, and that should be the ball game. Bishop Kelly should squeeze out the win by 1 point off of a muffed snap on a 2-point conversion. But a heck of a football game. 2 heavyweight teams at the 5A level throwing haymakers at each other.
Absolutely phenomenal game. Hard played by both of these teams.
Boy, it's unfortunate to see it end like it did with a bad snap, but it did. That's how it ended. And boy, what are they doing? They're yelling. We got to. What the heck is going on? Where's Avella? What is going on? Why would you not be under center? I have no clue what is going on, unless Avella's really hurt, and I haven't seen him on the sideline. They were going to snap the ball. I don't even know why you risk it.
I don't either.
You should be under center.
Avella's in the huddle right now. Oh, looked like he just got yelled at for a second. All right.
He needs. They've got to be under center. I don't know what's going on here. This is wild.
Now the Grizzlies do have 3 timeouts, but we got 1:17 left.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter because they're going to call it, and then just take it down. So I know what they're doing. They're thinking they need to run the football, and they have number 9 who. That's Jackson Brady, who's been playing. He is a quarterback, but they're snapping the ball. And you remember what happened with Crockett. So my guess is Jackson Brady, the backup quarterback, is not going to – he's just going to hang on to it. He just needs to tuck the ball. He picks up 1. Skyline calls a timeout. And – Need to make sure we pay some bills here. We got a couple more people that need to be talked about. So locally owned Fall River Propane serves all of Bonneville County with over 25 years of experience in providing propane delivery to residential and commercial customers, typically at the lowest price per gallon, plus a full team of service professionals to keep your propane fireplace operating at its best. Visit fallriverpropane.com for details. This has absolutely been a 1 versus 3 matchup. Could have been a 1 versus 2 matchup. Skyline, we mentioned earlier, the only 2 losses on the year were to Hillcrest and to Highland. Highland, the 6A team from Pocatello. Both of those schools play each other quite a bit historically, but just a fantastic football team. And I'll tell you what, they figured it out. They cracked the code in the second half. Ball snapped. Brady's going to hang on to it, and he gets wrapped up and taken down at the line of scrimmage. So ball's at the 45-yard line. So Skyline will get the ball back, albeit with probably about 15 seconds.
That's enough time for a couple deep throws. See what happens.
Well, because you got to punt the ball as well, right?
Oh,
so if
yeah,
the ball
you're
goes
right.
deep, so I mean they're going to have to go the whole length of the field. They're trying to run the ball. I know what you're doing, right? You're trying to get the first down. If you pop something, you break it, then you get the first down, game over. But if it's me, I go victory formation and punt the football.
Yep.
Too much risk of the ball being fumbled, botched.
And then once you punt it, I mean, you're just going to sit 4 safeties deep and just call it good.
Knock everything down, although Crockett is so electric, I would be worried about it. He is one of the more standout players. Brady the junior, it looks like he'll probably step in as the starting quarterback next year for this Bishop Kelly team. Ball snapped. They give the ball to Arellano, and he's going to get to the outside. He's going to get the first down. It goes down. First down, Bishop Kelly. Ball game. Clock should stay running, and that was it. It was the read option, and he gave it to Arellano. The defensive end from Skyline crashed and hands on hips, and don't want to hang your head too much. If you're Skyline, you played this really good football team from Bishop Kelly to within 1 point with a chance to win. As the clock now ticks, you're going to see. So yeah, now we're going to go. Now we're going to get into victory formation, and taking a knee. It's going to be Benavides back in the game, and that'll be it. Takes a knee one time, and that'll be your football game. And Bishop Kelly moves on, survives, and will be playing for the 5A state championship and has remained undefeated on the season. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
All right, Will, what a fantastic game. And Skyline making the trip over, playing this number 1 ranked, well, number 1 and number 2, depends on your poll, ranked Bishop Kelly football team. And we're within a botched snap of pulling off the upset, but they should absolutely hold their heads high as they come into Boise and play this team to the very end. And, you know, if you had to do a runner-up player of the game from Skyline, it's got to go to one person. This is the runner-up. This isn't the player of the game. This is coming from Skyline. Who would you give it to? No brainer.
No kidding.
Crockett.
Crockett, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, he was such an electric player. I believe he had all 3 touchdowns for them. I mean, he was such a pivotal part
in their play.
Yeah, Crockett, just as a quick scoring summary to kind of summarize this game, and then we'll get moving on. With 8:29 left to go in the first quarter, Avella hit Walthouse with a touchdown, 15-yard touchdown pass, and that made the score 6-0 on a missed 2-point conversion. Then with 1:10 to go in the first quarter, another 18-yard touchdown pass to Walthouse from Avella. That time there was a 2-point conversion. We both had our heads down. I think it was Shavako, but I don't know. So somebody scored a 2-point conversion. Apologies to their family. Then there was a pick right towards the end of the half at the 1-yard line. And then turning around, didn't matter. We saw then the ball was punted, and a big punt return. Crockett came cruising back, took it back deep into Bishop Kelly territory. Eventually, he scored on a 3-yard touchdown run in the third quarter with 5:08 left to go. Oh, I missed it. Sorry, second quarter, 3-yard touchdown run by Crockett. We went into the half 14-7 coming out of that. That's when Crockett scored the 1-yard touchdown run with 1:49 to go. And then in the fourth quarter, Crockett came through with a 17-yard touchdown run down this left sideline. He burst down and he was absolutely elusive, burst down the left sideline, and he brought the score to 20-21. At that point, Skyline attempted to go for the 2-point conversion. Crockett was in the backfield, and he was going to take a direct snap, and he was going to run the football because that's what they'd been doing all night. And Crockett, the snap was low, ball hit the ground, he had to jump on it, and the extra point was denied, and that put Bishop Kelly up 21-20. Failed onside kick, and Bishop Kelly fell on the football, ran 2 plays, and then eventually Arellano, who had a great, huge night tonight, was able to break through free for about a 12-yard gain, picked up the first down, and the clock ran out. And that is the summary of the football game. And all of that brought us to where we are. Bishop Kelly moving on, going to be playing in the state championship versus, did you see the score?
I did not.
Let's take a look. It's got to be close. Yeah, it looks like Hillcrest is up 37-20. So we're going to see a repeat of the 2023 state championship when Bishop Kelly did play Hillcrest in what was another nail-biter. So that should be a fantastic football game. All right, Will, any closing comments before we get into the end of this thing?
It was a hard-fought game. I think both teams should be proud of what they did tonight, and I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see BK play in the state championship.
Well, we just have one more thing to do, and today's Player of the Game is brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, and whether you're on the field or on the road, be in the moment and free from distraction. I'm going to be honest with you, I really need to pay attention to that. We should all be distraction-free, but our Player of the Game has earned it, and that Player of the Game is
Mr. Dom Walthouse, as he was just an absolute animal for the BK offense, constantly making clutch plays to get their first downs. His main one that he always did was almost like a crossing play, and he was always open wide center in the field.
Yeah, Walthouse with 3 touchdown grabs tonight. Should have had a 4th, did drop one, owned it, came back, played a heck of a game, converted on big plays. And so Dom Walthouse is your Player of the Game, brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. So this has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com. This postseason broadcast is presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal Idaho's College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valley-Wide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. This broadcast was also made possible by the great support from the local sponsors. From the Skyline side is Teton Auto Group, the Roof Resource, Fibercom, Clubhouse Pediatric Dentistry, Scotty's Drive-In, Levitt Select Insurance Services, MVP Rentals, the Bank of Commerce, Franklin Building Supply, and Fall River Propane. And for Bishop Kelly was High Desert Hardwood. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Thank you for joining us as Bishop Kelly defeats Skyline by a score of 21-20. For my broadcast partner, Will Kingsbury, I am Ryan Luke, and we're signing off until next time. And the next time is going to be in the